be talking about a plant, Coleus barbatus, or the new name is Plectranthus. This could be the answer for several of the diseases that he was talking about. Maybe out of the 8 diseases that he listed, for 4 to 5 of the major diseases of our country and the world, this could be an answer. But then cultivation is a very important aspect, and conservation and cultivation are two faces of the same coin, and whenever we want to conserve, we also need to think of cultivation, and when cultivating, we always need to have a plant with a better alkaloid content for any validation. And in Ayurveda, it's a knowledge based system. We only take the wisdom for the allopathic system. So with this introduction, I go on to the crop. This crop is quite a popular and a familiar plant belonging to the family Lamiaceae, commonly known as Pashan Bed or Patarchur, Makandi Beru, not the Makali bear, Decalipus hamiltoni, but this plant is almost found all over our country, including the subtropical Himalayas and in South India as well as in Sri Lanka. This could be grown very easily in several of the regions, and also commercially taken up in Rajasthan, Maharashtra, Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. This is how the plant looks like. As I told earlier, it belongs to the family Lamiaceae, and this is a flowering type, and there are several other species found in this genus also, and the other genus or the genera in this are tulsi, then mints, several other aromatic plants including rosemary, thyme, etc., which are all having a lot of medicinal properties. The basic economic part that we are looking at is the root, which is also aromatic. It is golden brown, and this is the only species which has fasciculated or the tuberous roots, and these roots are rich in forskolin content, and this is how the root looks like. And several of the pharmaceutical companies already have developed products from these, and several patents are also available, but still the cultivation is the main constraint in this crop. Only certain parts of the country this plant is being grown. The major issue could be the planting material itself, like in other crops, say for example ashwagandha, solanum, where seed is the easiest multiplication material available, it becomes much more easier to cultivate them in a larger area. But then when the plant is multiplied by softwood cuttings, there are several problems that have to be addressed too, even though the tissue culture would to a certain extent help. So out of all the species, we had chosen the Coleus barbatus or the Plectranthus, and these are the other species. Some of them are already available in the university, and I think even in IHR. Some of the medicinal uses, these are all scientifically validated, which I am trying to tell them. Basically for heart diseases, asthma, blood vessel dilation, thyroid, and how it acts, all that information is already available. We only need to improve the plant and promote its cultivation. These are some of the issues, and already the validation is available. And another information is that the essential oil is also available, and it can be a very good gourmet flavor or aroma also. The leaves give the very good aroma, and these are the phytochemical constituents, out of which forskolin is the major component, though for Ayurvedic purposes the other constituents, especially the volatile oils, diterpenoids, scolein oils, all these, they contribute to the pharmacological activity and also the absorption of forskolin. This is how the body fat is been able to be reduced, and this is how it acts. And I feel, or the scientific validation says, that this is the major route through which many of the diseases are alleviated. For example, for hypotensive action, how it performs, how it can bring down, for cardiovascular diseases that professor was talking about, how this crop could be a very good plant. Besides its other properties like anti-glaucoma properties, the ability to lower the IOP, etc. Even for depression, this could be a wonderful crop. For asthma and cancer, psoriasis. And coming to the subject matter of today, we have developed a variety by name Isiri. It has been released, and tomorrow also we have another variety releasing meeting at the Department of Horticulture, through which it will be again made popular. And we are the custodian of this particular plant, and I'll just brief you how we come out with this high yielding forskolin plant. It has almost 0.76%. It's a non-flowering. It has lesser incidence of nematode. We can never have a nematode resistant plant, but then this is tolerant, and it is also resistant to wilt. These are the two ailing factors in coleus cultivation besides the forskolin content. And in Karnataka, all the regions, agroclimatic zones are quite good for its cultivation. This is as per the say of a pharmaceutical company how important this plant is. This is actually the rate when this plant was being grown in Tamil Nadu, the 45 to 55 rupees. But today, that's why I have not added the latest rate. Now it is selling anywhere around 1000 rupees or so. Some of these companies are already here. Based on the purity, you can see that the rates also increase. This is as per the report that was obtained from a pharmaceutical company. And this is how we conducted the multi-location trials between 2005 to 2006. Different regions were selected for the cultivation. As I said, it's quite a tough task carrying these vegetatively propagated material, and to see that they perform, and with all other problems. So these were the different mutant selections that we had made, including the somoclonal mutant against the standard check K8 that was available, and growth, yield, besides the quality parameters were also recorded. This becomes mandatory in medicinal plants, because in other crops at least you can talk of yield, maybe in food crops, maybe in vegetables, it is the yield that we are all concerned about, while in medicinal plant it becomes essential that we talk about what is the fresh weight besides the forskolin percent. So amongst the different zones, say zone 5, zone 6 and zone 7, you could see that the forskolin percent of especially the M7, the present ICD, is performing very well compared to the other lines also. So this is how the dry tuber yield over the seasons were compared with M3, S1 and K8. Resistant and also this is how they look. For root knot, the scoring was done, and even the bacterial wilt. This is another major problem, that the plants cannot be cultivated throughout the year. Excess of irrigation can also harm, and also the wilt could be bacterial or the fungal wilt, but bacterial wilt is much more problematic compared to the fungal wilt. This is how the screening was done, and then to conclude, I would say that this could act as a natural source of drug for several of the diseases, and there is a lot of things that need to be understood. Then further research is also needed, and in the university this plant is being promoted. We are giving to farmers. We have all the data how the farmers are performing with this crop. Besides that, certain research activity is also being carried out, like doctor said about the omega rotary drum method. We are working on hydroponics, that is soilless culture, where we want to test that the growth of the root would be much more compared to the soil. If that becomes a success, then cultivation would be much more easier. Besides the molecular markers and other works, much more work is expected in the near future. With this I conclude and thank the chairperson and the co-chairperson and other dignitaries for this opportunity. Thank you so much.